As the dust kicked across Kiev's Independence Square yesterday, and the storm clouds began to roll in, several protesters, many of whom had been camping out on the square for the past 6 months, emerged from their tents and headed to their local polling station. President Viktor Yanukovych may have fled Ukraine months ago, but his opponents have remained to make sure the new government does not start following a similar path. They may well be disappointed. As Ukraine went to the polls, the world's attention was focused on the east of the country, where pro-Russian separatists forced the election to be effectively abandoned. By seizing ballot boxes and closing polling stations, they shut an estimated 10% of the electorate out of the democratic process. Even where it was possible to vote, people were often simply too afraid. Yet across the rest of the country, yesterday's presidential ballot was hardly greeted with wild enthusiasm. Despite the success of the protesters in driving out the Yanukovych regime, no charismatic, popular, democratic leader has emerged from their encampment in the Maidan, the capital's historic central square, to unify and galvanize Ukraine in its time of crisis. There might have been 21 presidential hopefuls to choose from, but they were an uninspiring bunch. As one voter pointed out yesterday, high quantity, low quality. The frontrunner, and eventual victor, was Petro Poroshenko, a multimillionaire who made his fortune from selling chocolate, and who owns one of Ukraine's major television stations. But on asking voters from across the country whether they were excited for a Poroshenko presidency, the answer was often resigned and pessimistic. Yuri Mihalevich, a regional salesman from the western city of Lviv, had hoped to see an end of the oligarchs' control when President Yanukovych fled. Now, he feared it would be the same old corrupt status quo. The president of Ukraine should not be a rich man, he said. This is not change. This is not what we hoped for.